everyone, today I'm here to film a video that I haven't filmed in quite a long time, and it's going to be a wrap-up video. The reason why I haven't filmed these is because I haven't really read a lot each month to garner a wrap-up video. I don't want to film a wrap-up video and be like, this is the one book I read this month. I have read the most I've ever read all year, and I've read 6 books this month. 6, yeah, that's right. I did it. I can't believe it. I physically and mentally could not believe I did it, but I was like, I have a wrap-up video now because I read 6 freaking books. That's amazing. Now that was my life before baby. I read like 6 books easily in a month. I probably read like 10, but after baby and I've read 6 books a month, I'm going to pat myself on the back for that because I think that's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about the books I read and just let you know what I thought of them, what I rated them, all that kind of stuff. I will say, I don't have any of them to show you because mostly I read ebooks now because it's easier and it's cheaper. So those are my 2 reasons. I do plan to buy all of these books eventually when I have some extra money to put on my shelf because I want to have them on my shelf. But for right now, I'm happy to say I've read them. So yeah. The first book I read this month is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. I do have a physical copy of this, but my friend is borrowing it right now. And I think this book really kicked in for, it really, what's the word I'm trying to say here? It got me on a reading sprint. You know, sometimes when you're in a lull and you just can't find a book that'll get you into the reading mood, that happens. But then you find the book that just gets you into the reading mood and you're like, everything is awesome. And that was this book for me, honestly. I think that's really what did it. And I'm not surprised because it's by Sarah Dessen, and you guys know how much I love Sarah Dessen. I own all of her books right here, like every single one. I have a review video on this one. I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5, so definitely check out the review. Much detail about it, and I just really, really like it. It's an amazing book. Honestly, one of my top 5 favorite Sarah Dessen books of all time, and she's written a lot of books, so that's a lot to say. After that, I decided to tackle a huge fantasy book, which is a big feat for me because I want to read a lot of fantasy, but I don't. But I decided to read An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and because I've heard so many things about it, I do want a physical copy of this one as well, and it's with the same friend. Me and my friend we give books to each other all the time. Anyway, I love this one as well. I have a review video on it as well. I'm trying to review every single book I read this year, like close to every one of them. This is a great fantasy world. It's very easily understandable. You get really invested in it, and when I finished it, I automatically assumed it was going to be a part of a series, but it wasn't. So I was like, this is a standalone. What? And then I think the author just released that it's going to be a sequel, so I was like, thank goodness. Now, I think this book has already had its film rights bought, so expect a movie coming out in the next 5 years or so, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I really, really loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5, so definitely check out my review right there. The next book I read was Chasing River by K.A. Tucker. I got this on NetGalley. I love NetGalley. If you guys know about NetGalley, it's a place where you can, if you're a viewer such as myself or a blog or whatever, you can sign up for NetGalley and request arcs. The only thing is the reason why they're on there is because they want to know what you think of them. So you have to put a review or write a review, whatever. I have a video all about NetGalley if you want to check it out right here. But this is my first K.A. Tucker book, and I loved it. I will tell you, it's part of a series. I didn't know that till I finished it. It's like the 3rd book in the Burying Water series, but it's like any contemporary series. We don't need to read them in order or, you know, whatever. So it was honestly a really, really, really good book. It's a new adult book, but it didn't have so much steamy stuff. That's what I'm kind of hesitant with new adult books because sometimes they go really, really into the steamy stuff, and I'm not into that. I want a good plot, I want good characters, and I feel like a lot of new adults are kind of lacking in that. But this one I thought was amazing. It was about a girl named, I forget her name, but the guy was River, and it takes place in Ireland, and she's traveling there, and then she meets River, and they fall in love, and it's just a really, really, really good plot because it's not all about love, it's about his family and there's hard times. I loved it. I give it a 4 out of 5. The review's right there if you want to check it out. I will say this has not come out till June, I think. So, yeah. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one. The book I read, which I do have a physical copy of, is Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins. This is the 2nd book in the Rebel Belle series, and if I'm honest, it was kind of a letdown. I really loved Rebel Belle. I love Rebel Belle because it was funny yet action-packed. It really reminded me of Buffy, honestly, because it's got that kind of funny type of humor where it's not like, it's like, really, you can have those one-liners, but I really, really liked it. It's about a girl named Harper who accidentally becomes a paladin, and she has to protect this one guy who's like her arch nemesis in high school. So I really, really liked the first one. So I really had high hopes for the second one, and I didn't really like it a lot. I felt like it could have been a novella almost. Not a lot happened in it. It's significantly shorter than the other one, and I just felt like it was just, ugh. I really didn't feel like this. I needed more. I needed to have more. I felt like a lot of it was just filler, honestly. And I hope the last book is going to be good because I didn't really enjoy this one, if I'm honest. So I only gave it a 3 out of 5, which is hard for me to say because I love Bookables so much. Next book I read is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This should come as no surprise to you guys because you guys know how much I love the Throne of Glass series. That is a fantasy series about a girl that is an assassin and da-da-da. This one's completely different. This is like her new series that's like a take on fairy tale retellings. This one was about Beauty and the Beast. Very loosely, I'd say. If you didn't know that, it's not really a huge thing. Not surprised I love this because it's Sarah J. Maas, so I love her, but I am surprised because it's about fairies, and I'm not really good with fairy books. Me and fairy books don't really mesh well together because I just really don't find fairies. They just lie a lot. They're deceptive. They lie. They'll tell you, here's this bargain, and then they'll be like, you didn't say that. And I hate fairies for that reason. But this book was amazing, and I'm just gonna say it. I liked it better than the Throne of Glass series, and that's a shock for me to say, but I just loved it. I loved the romance in it. I loved the action in it. I loved the world. It was much more easily understandable than the Throne of Glass world, in my opinion. But this one is more romancy, I would say. A good chunk of the book is them getting to know each other. It's about a girl named Feyre and a fairy named Tamlin. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's really, really, really amazing, and I cannot wait for the upcoming books. So good. I have a review video right there if you want to check it out because it was just so good. I can't get over how much I liked that book. Like, it was just, I did not expect to like it that much, and it just blew me away. Like, I loved it so much. So I will say, I said in my review video, this is kind of almost on the new adult perspective. It's got a lot of steamy scenes in it, so just be warned if you're really young, maybe not read it. So yeah, I just want to tell that for you because the characters are adults in it. They're like 19, 20, so just throwing that out there for you guys. This month is Never Never Part 2 by Colleen, Hoover, and Taryn Fisher. Now, I did a review video on the first part of this book, which you can click right here. This is kind of a novella series, if you will. They're very, very short. You can finish them, honestly, in a sitting. Like, I was putting my son to sleep the other night, and I was reading I'll put him to sleep, and then I was like, I guess I should stop, because I tried to like get to 10% to 20%, and I was at 50%, and I was like, holy crap. But I will say this was a very, very good sequel. I thought it was just going to be 2 parts, so I thought I was going to have all the answers, but apparently they're making it 3 parts, which I'm like, ugh, because I just want to know. This is kind of, it's a new adult book, but it's much like a mystery where these 2 people that are in a relationship, they lose their memories, they don't know who they are, or blah, 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 and they're just constantly trying to figure out, like, how this happened, why this is happening, why it keeps happening. The second part of the book we found out more answers from, but it still is kind of confusing. If you guys want a review video on that, let me know. I would be more than happy to film it for you, but yeah. It's about 5 days away from the month ending of filming this, and I am reading a book. I forget the name of it. It's the newest Jennifer E. Smith book I got on NetGalley, and I know I probably won't like it. I love Jennifer E. Smith's covers, some of the beautifulest covers ever, some of the prettiest covers ever, but the books of hers I just really don't like that much. But this one's kind of interesting. It's about a couple it takes like a night and they're trying to decide if they want to stay together or break up because they're both going on colleges on the opposite coast of the U.S. So I don't know. I'll have to let you know what I think of it because I don't know. I don't like a lot of Jennifer E. Smith books. So right now, I have read 6 books this month, which is awesome. I hope this reading streak of mine continues, and I think it will. I think this year I'm really trying to focus on books that I really want to read instead of just being like, oh, I guess I'll just read this one to fill the time up. I'm really trying to only read up what I want to read, and this month I read amazing books, like did I tell you I gave Court of Thorns 5 out of 5, amazing. Never Never Part 2, 4 out of 5. And I gave at least 3 books this month a 5 out of 5. So that's a pretty good reading month, honestly. Like, they were all really good books. And I'm excited for the next month and hope I continue up with this reading sprint. I just hope it never fades. There's a lot of books I plan to read. I want to read The Air by Kiara Cass. You guys know how I am about that series. But I want to read LOL by Cody Keplinger. I want to read Sarah Auckler's newest novel. I want to read Patrick's newest novel. There's so many that I want to buy that I need to read. If you have read any of the books I've talked about, or want to read them, or would you read this month, leave a comment down below. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.